Hey there, friends. I hope you're having a really good Wednesday. It's hump day. My mom likes to say that. It's hump day. She's like, I know, Mama. Anyway, happy Wednesday. I hope that you're doing really well. I finished 3 journals over the past 3 days. Yes, they do take me a really, really long time to put together. These are food packaging boxes, and if you've been here for a while, you know that I love to recycle, repurpose, renew, re-energize the arts things that I put into my Etsy store. So this is started out as a cracker box, and now it is a really girthful kind of creative journal, flow journal, whatever you want to call it. I really like the way that the beads turned out on this. I realize they're kind of shimmery and black, but I do like black. A funny story as we're flipping through. When my younger son was in daycare, and he was in daycare because I taught school. I was an assistant teacher in the public schools. Y'all, when you get these journals, it is true that I have stuffed things and really stuffed things. So sometimes you'll have to go through and just press these pieces of washi tape back down. And of course we have creative pockets as well as these little creative cluster bundles right here of things. You can imagine like having coffee in the morning. I'll get back to the story in just a minute. You can imagine having coffee in the morning and just want to maybe put something on your desk to kind of do that jump start thing, to kind of kick you off, to kind of warm up the creative day for yourself. These little pockets are just really, really perfect for that. All right, so when my younger son was in daycare, I was an assistant teacher in the public school system, and I was there for like 10 years, which was a really fulfilling and incredibly enlightening experience for me to have. Anytime you see a paperclip, it alerts you to the fact that all of this can kind of go together. The page, as well as the embellishments that are on the page. For an example, this says My Happy Place, and there are photos of family gatherings here on this page right here. So, just kind of a tip that when you see that paper clip, you can just automatically remove these things from the book and make yourself an ATC or a small collage, or maybe write a note to yourself about being happy. Things usually do have a word, I'll get back to the story, have a word on them that is sort of like a journal prompt. And speaking of journal prompt, there are plenty of places in this book to write your thoughts. Plenty of places to perhaps make a list. It's the season of gratitude. Something like this really does, and I don't think that gratitude is just for November. I think it's for every day. I think we should really note the things that we're grateful for. When I am feeling blue, I will often think of 10 things that I am so grateful for. And I do that a lot during the day because I am often blue. We'll just get it right out there. I'm often blue. It's really good to have a gratitude practice because you can feel yourself being blue, and then you go, oh, wait, I just need to be grateful for this moment, for what I have. You guys know my affection for recycled, repurposed items in these journals. Okay, so when Corey was little, that's his name, and he was 30. Look at that, isn't that cute? He was 37 on Sunday. Cannot believe it. I've got 37 and a 44-year-old. I just don't know how that happened. The pockets have items again that kind of all go together. So you can check out the pocket as you kind of peruse through your creative journal. The kids at daycare had to choose their favorite color, and it was like a big surprise. They had an open house, and the kids had colored things and made things, and it was a wonderful event. It was so sweet. I'm lucky to be from a small town. It was just very, very special. So one of the projects that they did was your favorite color. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went in to the daycare, sweet little place. And on a bulletin board, it said, our favorite colors. And I spotted Corey's right away, because Corey's favorite color when he was about 3 and 4 and 5 years old was black. And he had colored the piece of paper solid black. And now he really likes purple. But both of my boys kind of like black. I like black. I don't think it's a bad color. I don't think it has evil connotations or anything like that. But it is just a funny, funny, funny story. Also, another funny story about that daycare and him. When I would go pick him up, they were always like out playing in the yard. Unless it was raining, they were out playing. And I would go through the gate and I would pick up my little fella, and he would weigh like 3 pounds more than he had when I dropped him off that morning, because he liked rocks, and he would collect rocks when they went outside and put them in his pocket. And every day when I went to pick him up, he would go, I've got something for you. And I would go, what do you have? What do you have? And he'd go, it's a rock. And it was so sweet and so precious. So we made a rock garden at our house, so he could always like have his rocks and tell us stories about his rocks and finding his rocks and that sort of things. It's just it's funny, the reminiscences that you have as you get older. I was 65 in July, and I am in that kind of reminiscing stage. This is called Hot Air Balloon. Was a creative name, wasn't it? And the sweet bead strand on it. You can see the girth on these books. Now, this is a 5x7 book, and she's just really, really big. I like for you to have as much creative energy tucked into these pages as possible. So whether that's color, shape, size. When I see something like this, it reminds me of being a bookkeeper, which I was for a while when I was a young mom. Right when Christopher, my older son, went into daycare. Again, a small daycare. I was so lucky with things like that. And I went back to work. Then my first job was as a bookkeeper. I like the way that this little cluster turned out. It says Positive Mind. There's a sunflower. There's a Coca-Cola bottle. I was really excited to get a free bouquet from the market not long ago, which was really nice. It was my 3-year anniversary with Publix. Do any of you shop at Publix? I don't often shop there, but I do like their buy one, get one free things. This, again, is a packed pocket. Celebrate. Good taste. I was really happy to be the recipient of just tons tons and tons of paper and paper pads and all kinds of wonderful things to share with you guys in these journals. If you are cleaning out and if you are getting rid of things, then private message me and let me know, because I really do enjoy giving a second life to any sort of paper products. So whether, it's books or paper pads or old dictionaries or just anything that you might be just chucking out the door, then please do keep me in mind. And I'm very lucky because I've been doing this for a while, and people know that I'm always kind of on the lookout for these wonderful elements to pass along to you guys. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the ledger paper. So that just reminded me of, being a bookkeeper. My first job was I worked in a pharmacy. I think we talked about that, and we had a gift wrapping station, and I learned to make bows with an actual bow machine. Do y'all remember those? You used to be able to go into a store and didn't even pay extra for your gift wrap. It was just, if you bought the item at the store, you could have it gift wrapped. Now, the store that I worked at, you didn't even have to buy the item. Let's see, how did that work? If you did not buy the item at the store, I think we charged some sort of really insignificant wee bit of a gift wrapping fee. This is called George's Flowers. We've had this fabric before. I was happy today to get by Michael's, and I have picked up some fun fabric for us to work with over the next few weeks as we we kind of going to put a cap on 2023. Can't believe that it's already gone, but by golly, it sure is. I love the boldness of Georgia O'Keeffe. I think that her, her desert photos or just her desert paintings are just really, really unique and wonderful. I like this kind of ochre color right here. I'm learning my colors a little bit better because I've been doing watercolor with Diane Anton. And it's really kind of, wait a minute. I just showed you this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a wee hungry and a wee tired. Here we go. English Cottage Garden 2. There we go. We do love Georgia O'Keeffe though, right? Got some really sweet bead strands. I like these little jade beads right here. I think they're really, really, really pretty. Anytime that you have a book like this that is just stuffed, it's really a good idea to kind of press and release. Release the hounds. Release the papers. By just pressing the book down on the front. So there we go. We even start out with something that says happy. Again, just kind of press this down as you're going through. It's fun to flip through the journal to see what you have to work with and what elements you could maybe match with elements that you already have, or elements that would make a good story starter, or elements that would make a great collage. I am so into collage. I love collage because my uncle, who was my biggest influence in art and music, aside from my second grade teacher, was just a magnificent collage artist. So, when I was 5, I was watching him do his thing and paint and draw and sketch. His room smelled like turpentine, because he did oils. The little weird noise is Chris outside working on a car, bless his heart. I like this. It says wild. Kind of gets you in the spirit for Valentine's. Dance like a child. And so you've got different papers to work with. Remember that these papers are removable. okay? I have to make sure that it's not tethered to something else. I was going to pull this one out. We'll pull this one out. So there you go. You can pull these papers out and then work on them and then reinsert them in your book. So you can almost think of this as a sketchbook for art projects, collage projects. Maybe you're making gifts this year. Wouldn't that be fun? You got lots of papers, lots of little kits to play with. I like this. Life is short, smile. They are slightly curated, so you have things that match. And this is the end pocket right here. And this one is called English. This one is called English Cottage Garden 2. All right, guys, I already have these listed in the Etsy store. Remember, if you go to Etsy and just click on like or listing, it really helps with my numbers over at Etsy. If you have recently purchased from the shop, you should have a 20% off coupon in your email. And that's 20% off of anything. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I think I'm going to have to go have some peanut butter and see if I can restore my energy today. Have a really wacky and happy Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye.